Good morning. Welcome to Sandra P's Gen Extra. Good morning. Welcome to Sandra P's Gen Extra. I hope everyone is doing great today. I forgot my computer log on, so I'm in here as a guest. I apologize. I don't have all of everything the way set up that it should be, so I apologize. We're going to roll with it though. I hope everyone's doing great. I appreciate everyone in the bushes. Thank you to my moderator, Mama Bees, who was in the chat earlier. I appreciate you so much. Cece, I see you just came in. Thank you so much. And Cece came in saying good afternoon to everyone as well. I thank everybody that had the time to stop in today. Team Replay, I thank you as well. Sharon Galbalt came in. Thank you so much. And today is a wonderful Tuesday. Wonderful Tuesday. I had a chance to watch the entire episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I honestly was falling asleep on it, even though we did our first look. So tomorrow night I'll get to meet with the ladies, and then we'll talk about it a little more. I'm going to cut my camera on and off today because sometimes it stops midway through the stream. So we'll cut on and off. And you see a few of the different topics I had. I had DOGE. We know that Elon Musk left the country with a black eye, and then he showed up to his last day on the job with a black eye. He lied on his son, allegedly, and in my opinion, I have my banner running. He said little X punched him in the face, but I'm hearing rumors it was the Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, who's from South Carolina, so he might have hands. So he allegedly, Elon pushed Scott Bessent, who was asking him about all those savings he's supposed to give us, and Elon got upset. This is according to Steve Bannon, who I think is a terrible person. I don't know too much about him being a big liar, but I didn't know Steve Bannon was still floating around in that orbit. But allegedly there was heated words between the two, and Elon had the nerve to put hands on Scott Bessent. This is all allegedly, in my opinion, and from what I heard Steve Bannon was saying. And Scott Bessent had those hands. So we saw what Elon showed up with. We saw that. I'm going to share my screen and then just read a little bit about DOGE, what's going on in DOGE. That whole situation is a mess because as we know, when a new party takes office, a new party, a new president, head of the executive branch, there's 3 equal branches. We all know this from Schoolhouse Rock, executive, judicial, and legislative. So they all are supposed to work together. The president we have now thinks he is in charge of everybody else and thinks he's in charge of the world, and it doesn't work that way. And if he were someone who had other people's interests at heart, it wouldn't be so terrible. But the only thing I see from this crew is just working to hurt people. So that's terrible. Okay, I'm going to go to just a little bit of what I'm starting with because I was speaking about Elon and how he showed up with the black eye and is giving the country a black eye as well. President Trump's drive to shrink the federal workforce has touched nearly every agency, including the FAA. This is the one really most important to me, and that a lot of Americans, we see it. It's front and center. The second they took office and they fired a lot of the people, and some of them have come back. Then, of course, we had near misses. We had actual crashes, all kind of terrible stuff coming. So it comes amid a rising public concern about air safety after recent incidents. January's mid-air collision of a passenger jet and an Army helicopter. So that was just one of the things. I hope I was sharing. I'm going to pull up on another screen as well. It was just an article that I was reading. It was talking about some of the changes that we're having now that's impacting the country and the world as a whole. We could see coming. And this whole live is not going to be political. Committed to the journey. Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you. Good to see you. So it's going to be some fun stuff in there too. And I tried to mix it up. I think my thumbnail, I had Dynasty. That's a Gen X show. If you remember that, if you remember the 80s, maybe they tried to bring it back in the 90s, but we had our beautiful Diane Carroll as Dominique Deveraux. And when she came on as Blake's sister. But I don't think she came on immediately and let us know that. But she had a few words with Joan Collins, who was the Alexis Carrington Colby character. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to, there's a little fun thing that I had about that. Here we go. I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to share this tab, and we'll do a few of those. And then when I get over here, everyone, just let me know. Just put a 1 in the chat once this loads, if you can actually hear and see these ladies. Here we go. Uh-oh, why is she still? I hope I'm not going to have some problem. We see all of those. This is my favorite. Love ladies.
Welcome to La Mirage, Miss
Deveraux.
Let's see.
Oh, no, I'm not sharing. Let me go back and share.
Yes, we have a beautiful junior suite ready for you on the second floor.
Junior suite. I specifically asked for a 2-bedroom suite. I don't sleep in my clothes, nor do I sleep with them. I require 1 bedroom for my wardrobe and 1 for myself. If you don't have a 2-bedroom available, please call another hotel in the area that can accommodate me.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Colby. I own La Mirage. I don't think that will be a problem. Do you, David?
No, Mrs. Colby. Take Miss Deveraux's luggage up to the Dorado suite.
Mrs. Colby? You must be Alexis Colby's daughter.
Yes, that's right.
I know it because I read an article about your family in an English magazine. That's a lovely name for a very lovely young woman.
Thank you.
I have heard so much about your mother and about your father. Fascinating people.
Yes, they are.
Everyone.
Well, if there's anything I can do for you while you're here, let me know. In the meantime, have a pleasant stay.
Can't pull it up.
I intend to. I intend to have a memorable stay.
Okay, thank you. I want to share. I don't want you to now. Okay, let me stop this right here. I apologize for that. Let me go back. Let's see. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that, Mama Bees. I appreciate it. Oh, okay. Now, if we're going to have a problem with this today, let me see. Remove it and put it back. Oh, no, there he is. All right. He took it back off and put it back on. Ed. Okay. Thank you. This is when she first comes to town. Welcome in, everybody. Click the like button. I appreciate you so much. Let me go back to this page. Let's see. Okay, we're going to start.
Miss
Deveraux.
Let's see. Yes, we have a beautiful junior suite ready for you on the second floor.
Junior suite. I specifically asked for a 2-bedroom suite. I don't sleep in my clothes, nor do I sleep with them. I require 1 bedroom for my wardrobe and 1 for myself. If you don't have a 2-bedroom available, please call another hotel in the area that can accommodate me.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Colby. I own La Mirage. I don't think that will be a problem. Do you, David?
No, Mrs. Colby. Take Miss Deveraux's luggage up to the Dorado suite.
Mrs. Colby? You must be Alexis Colby's daughter.
Yes, that's right.
I know it because I read an article about your family in an English magazine. That's a lovely name for a very lovely young woman.
Thank you.
I have heard so much about your mother and about your father. Fascinating people.
Yes, they are. Well, if there's anything I can do for you while you're here, let me know. In the meantime, have a pleasant stay.
I intend to. I intend to have a memorable stay.
Okay, there's another one I want to show of her.
Welcome to La Mirage, Miss
Deveraux.
Let's see.
Yeah, we find out later that
Yes.
that is Blake's sister and all of that. And then Diane Carroll and Joan Collins or Dominique Deveraux and Alexis Colby would be going at each other. Is that the same one? Yeah, let me see. This might be a different one. Yeah, there's Alexis.
When it comes to your enemies. And there are quite a few of those hanging about.
The tea.
It's burned. Is it? This milk was obviously frozen in the bottle at some point.
burned for your taste, Miss Deveraux. Don't drink it. The caviar, I trust, is not burned.
I really wouldn't know. This is Osotrova, and I prefer Petrosian Beluga.
Look, Miss Deveraux, whatever it is that you're doing in Denver, I suggest that you tread very carefully with me.
Let me ask you, Mrs. Colby, is that supposed to be an implied threat of some sort? Because if it is, I am just as tough as you. Maybe tougher.
Who the hell are you, anyway?
Who am I? You will find out very soon. Very soon.
Oh, so they didn't know. Okay. I didn't realize that. They didn't know when she first came on, but it's no spoiler because it's so many years later. That was Blake Carrington's sister, y'all. Yeah, it's the sippy cups, the detail. Those little, the little bling bling stuff on it and everything. All right. I want to go back to first topic because I read some good comments while I was trying to get everything together on that. Okay. And Sharon is saying what I think. Musk has gotten everything he wants. Now he's backing out. But in my opinion, he's not finished creating damage for the USA. Yeah, unfortunately, I have to agree with that too. Because if someone asks you about savings and you try to shove the person, they have to punch you in your face to get you up off them, allegedly, in my opinion, what are you trying to hide? But we knew that. We knew he was going to come in there and rob the place. We knew he wasn't equipped or qualified or really authorized to do the job that he was doing. That's not a cabinet position. And I heard people start talking about DOGE this, DOGE that, like it was something that is official. Now, the power they wielded is a real thing, but these court cases, every time they go through the court, they said he's lost. The Orange Clown has lost something like 90-something% of those cases. People have been ordered back to work, all kind of stuff. And the lawsuits, we haven't even started yet. Have not even started. Tyra CC, this role, and Claudine were my favorite of hers. Diane Carroll killed. Yeah, she did. She did kill that role. Yeah, Claudine, she was nominated for an Oscar in that role because nobody could see Claudine as this Harlem mother of 6 children. And I think she had been divorced a couple of times, and then she didn't make it to the altar for a few times. But she was running it down to James Earl Jones how she ended up with 6 kids because he had another time about 6 kids. And she said, "Well, a man your age, what about your children?" Turns out he had 2 and they were with his wife. No, he had 3. 2 of them were with the former wife and 1 of them with the girlfriend. The women had the children. So he got to, pop his ish and drive his car and ride around on his garbage truck, but he wasn't supporting his children. And remember, he got, they garnished his wages, and that man had a fit, started treating her all mean and talking crazy, but it had a good ending. That's one of my favorite movies, Claudine. But yeah, Dynasty, I love it. I love Dynasty. Okay, we'll have a few more topics. I'm going to see what else I have in here. And then I'll just share. Saw that one already. I'll just share as we go around. Okay, this young lady is on the thumbnail as well. So she is the muse for Fenty. Rihanna gets to pick who she wants to pick. And she has picked this young lady. Let me see where we are at. Okay, this is just something cute. This is GloRilla and Rihanna on a phone call. Y'all know GloRilla is from Memphis.
How you would say my brand name?
I tried not to say Birdie because I knew that's what you were trying to get me to say. Fancy Birdie and Savage Expensive.
How you would say my brand name?
I tried not to say Birdie because I knew that's what you were trying to get me to say. Fancy Birdie and Savage Expensive.
How you would say my brand name?
I tried not to say Birdie because I knew that's what you were trying to get me to say. Fancy Birdie and Savage Expensive.
GloRilla is from Memphis, and Rihanna, being from Barbados, Rihanna got that little lilt as well, so that cracks her up. She said, "How you gonna say the company name?" And it said Birdie. She got that strong regional Memphis accent. I think Glo is so cute. They're saying that she's doing something to her nose or has done. I'm not sure. Somebody showed a recent picture of her. Unfortunately, you can't tell if it's AI or not, but it looked like a different nose. It didn't look real small, but there was definitely something different there. I wish people would stop that. Money long too. Money is we mad at money? There's something else going on with money. I don't know what the deal is. Mama Bees, that was another article that I have. I'm going to try to pull it up. The airlines are upset with the administration. There has been $3 trillion in cancellation for aircraft. Yeah, I can see that. Even with the gift, we find out he solicited the gift. So he's over there begging. We know he's a grifter and someone that begs. So he has solicited that gift. Boeing, a lot of the airlines, I know my company owns or leases a lot of Boeings, a lot of Airbus. Airbus is a French company, but they have a lot of Boeings. And now with those cancellations, the money that they're saying that they're saving, they're not saving those monies. They're just not. Okay, let me see. I think there was another one. Oh, and then we've got this silly military parade. I can't get details on that, but I just wanted to show one more reminder about this person. I don't have to even prove what a terrible person he is, but we're getting ready to pay for this funeral. Not funeral. Ooh, I didn't mean to call it that. This military parade. He wants a military parade. Yet he can't stand the military. He has called them suckers, losers. There's people that claim he hasn't, but he has. That is fact. That's what he's done. I have my banner running, but this is an older article. This is from the first time that he was in office. And what he said, he was upset. Let me make sure I'm sharing that. It says it's sharing, but it's not. There it is. Okay, this is from the BBC. This is an older article, but he was still mad at John McCain because people actually liked and loved John McCain. He was complaining that he did not get a thank you for the funeral. I've never heard of a person requiring a thank you for a funeral, but he attacked him again. So that was back during his first term in office. But I just want to remind everyone of how he treated the late Senator McCain, because Senator McCain refused to actually kill the Affordable Care Act the first time. And this man, allegedly there was another military funeral that they were going to have the first time he was in office. The Democrats had a lot more power against him because they didn't have the sweep. They didn't have the Senate and also Congress and the executive branch, the presidency. The Democrats still had a little bit of sway, so they didn't get the money together for that. So it didn't happen. But this time it looks like it's going to happen now that there's everyone up there that no one can say no to the fool. That's the scary part. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. I love her too, Sharon. Some of her lyrics. I love when she's doing all that bragging. And I never gave. I love that. I think that's so cute. She's one of my little internet nieces that I just love. I love her swag and her style and how she brags on herself and how she shows up. So I don't know that that's true about the nose job. If it is, I hope it's not too much. We'll see. But we're gonna talk about dropping Xtra Sassy Tea Talk. When I talk about that, I've seen some. Admittedly, I fell asleep on the latest episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. But there is a scene when Phaedra is speaking about the new ladies, and we see Angela say, "I've heard a lot about her. I don't know her yet, so I'm gonna just wait and just give it a look-see and see how I feel about her. Judge her based on that." And then we see Phaedra talking crazy about Angela and her looks. So I don't like that at all. She says she's the oldest looking young lady she's ever met. Now, I remind everyone, Phaedra is actually older than Angela Oakley. So I don't know what she's talking about, that she's the oldest young person she's ever looked. Angela Oakley does not look old. She may present a certain way. She's married to an older man. Charles is definitely 60 plus. What the mother say, he was her age. Rest in peace to Miss Virginia. He was her age. So he's 60 plus. And then earlier on, some of the way that she dressed, some people may consider that older. But Angela's beautiful. She doesn't look older. And she's on screen with people that are showing up kind of trendy, a lot of time half naked. So maybe Shamia trendy with the labels. Portia's usually well-dressed. Cynthia's usually well-dressed, but compared to some of the newer peaches, like Kelly's always dressed like she's going to a strip club or somewhere like that. Britt can look pretty sometimes, but Britt also is very revealing to me as well. So I don't know what Phaedra's talking about. Phaedra doesn't dress her age. She doesn't act her age. She's a single woman now. She's divorcee, so she can twerk all she want to twerk. But I'm here for the fun shade, but not making fun of people and throwing digs out about them when they haven't done that to you yet. So that's something we'll talk about on Wednesday when we do Drop an Extra Sassy Tea Talk. Okay, there is one more. There's a scene I'm going to pull up from these ladies. All right, let me go back to sharing my screen again. I appreciate everyone for their patience. Thank you so much. And what this is a scene of them in Grenada. So that is where they're taking their trip at. All right, here we are. I'm going to share this and then make sure the sound is going as well. Okay.
Funny, just a good time.
Does he act married?
All right, there we go.
See, I don't know, because I wouldn't really be out on the scene, but I never knew him to be married.
You know, I'm just happy that we made it to 8-year wedding anniversary.
8 is great. Let's
Eight is
say
great.
that. 8
Yes.
is great.
Have you talked to him?
Not today, but I'm gonna try to get his ass on the phone when we get to
Good.
we get to the hotel.
What do you think about Angela's relationship with Charles?
Why they asking me? That's my girl. Angela and Charles are legendary. I don't know nothing. I ain't heard nothing. I ain't seen nothing. Trying to get me in trouble, guys.
What's your read on Angela?
I can't get a good read on Angela, but I mean,
You never met her before.
but
you know Charles. You met her
Charles
husband.
is too much
not
fun.
Angela.
I mean, I ain't hung out with him in years, obviously, over 10 years, but baby, Charles, he's
everybody.
always been that dude.
Yeah.
He's always been the life of the party. Funny, just a good time.
Does he act married?
See, I don't know, because
Okay, that's good.
I wouldn't really be.
Okay, that was a very messy question by production. Does he act married? Does he act married? And then Phaedra, in that same clip, she said she hadn't seen him in 10 years. He wasn't married then. They're doing their 8-year anniversary. And Angela has let us know they've had some on and offs. So I don't like production and the ladies trying to make the marriage look like maybe it's not what it is. Now, I have said I don't like some of the way he talked to her on screen, but I think that's just his persona, his personality. They just claiming when she's been around him, he's the life of the party, he's this, he's that. And this secret wife thing that none of them know Angela. But we saw pictures of Angela where she and Charles were introduced to his friends, and there were some big names in there. We didn't see the likes of a Phaedra or Portia because Charles doesn't really know them. And then Angela she said he introduced me to a lot of his friends because Lala Anthony was one of the people on Watch What Happens Live. I don't know what Lala said. It wasn't anything too shady, but she called Angela out. She called Andy out for being shady when she was there. But Lala, it was funny. She said something. I don't know that she said she knew Angela or not, but one of the pictures Angela Oakley released, Carmelo Anthony is in it, big as day, smiling with Charles. And who's there? Angela. So I want to see Angela get a little bit better and not show up so insecure, because she mentioned Portia again. Like, I can be in the room with Portia because Charles is not here. You can be in the room with Portia at any point. Charles has he claimed he's not interested. I'm sure he's known of her around Atlanta. Portia is not hiding herself. So that is a trip. Yeah, I'm with Sharon. Production is very messy. Some of those questions, you have to tell them to move along. You have to just keep it going like Drew did. Why y'all trying to put me on the spot? No, we're not going to do that. So I like what Drew did there. That was the best take for that. Okay, let me see what else we had. Oh, we know Next Gen NYC is coming on, everybody. So that is the new show that's going to have Riley Barris, going to have Kim's daughter, Ariana Bierman. It's going to have Ava, which is Rachel Roy and Dame Dash's daughter. It's going to have Gia Judice. So I'm going to be reviewing that. And let me share my screen with that. My goal is that the day after I watch it, because it's going to be on Peacock, the same night or the day after I watch it, I don't know if anyone else is interested in watching it as well, but I'll give a short rundown of the show, and then I will also review the show. So that's Next Gen NYC. All right, I'm going to share a little scene that they had. Again, now some of it, I don't know that I'm going to love it. Some of it's a little bit, oh, that brought Rihanna and then back up. Sorry, everybody. Let me go back to where I was. Okay, Next Gen NYC. I'm going to just show a little clip that they show us of that. Bravo is really trying to preview this show. And parts of it look good. Parts of it look a little boring. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. Okay, there it is. Some of these children are going to get on my nerves. I think a Salt Lake City housewife also has a child in here. Okay, there we go.
I want to be
a DJ. Law school is still off the table.
It better be worth that.
Next Gen NYC, new series, Wednesday.
I'll let it play
Bravo
through because I was
Peacock.
talking through most. Let me start.
We can handle our own.
This is tomorrow.
You know their parents.
My mom is Kim Zolciak.
My mom is Teresa Giudice.
How's your sex life? That's not something that I need to talk to my dad about.
Now this group of friends is going big and making New York City their home.
I'm absolutely petrified, actually.
Oh my God! I want to be
a DJ. Law school is still off the
Oh,
table.
it's tonight. Thank you, Sharon.
It better be worth
Me
it.
too, then.
Next Gen NYC, new series, Wednesday. Bravo
All right.
on Peacock.
So I'll have someone to talk to about it, and then I'll do like a little review on it, and then we can all offer opinions whether we've seen it or not. So I'll make sure that I watch it tonight, and then my goal is to at least have a review up by tomorrow. But we do drop in Extra Sassy Tea Talk on Wednesdays. Our immediate first look and first impressions is Sunday. A lot of you are there with us, which I appreciate. We all appreciate. And then the right after Sunday, let's see, we get a couple of days, and then Wednesday is when we do the other look, and it's more of a detailed breakdown. Okay, I have a surprise. We have another Obama sighting. This is our forever president. It is Wednesday night. What's today? It's Wednesday. Oh, it's Wednesday. Okay, let me see. It said the 3rd. Tuesday the 3rd. Oh, thank you, Cece. I appreciate it. Cece hasn't committed yet. She listened to the reviews, but yeah, Cece, when I see the I don't know, Bravo TV, Peacock, when I see it, I'm like, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I hope it's good. Okay, let me see. Let me get this up. I'm sorry. Usually I'm able to multitask, but my brain isn't really turned on yet. Y'all know I was still getting acclimated to my 3rd shift, which is a lot better. Today's a day off. Tomorrow's a day off. It's funny. My weekends are in the middle of the week. My days are like I'm full awake and working 11 to 7:30 a.m. So it's funny. It's a change, but for the summer, I like it a lot. Okay, here we go. This is at a White Sox game. He's Chicago. He's a big
White Sox and Bulls supporter Barack Obama, the 44th president of the United States, is in the building.
That's awesome to see. He's always been a Chicago Bulls supporter. We've had an opportunity when he was in the office to go spend some time at the White House.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you what, I don't care how many times I've been to the White House, man. It's still an awesome place to be.
That's awesome.
All right. I'm going to read the caption. Let me make sure that showed so you can see that, and I'll let it play again, but I want to read the caption. And the orange clown, he is jealous of this love. He's never going to get that. The worst thing they could have did was give me Obama as a president. This is about to be my president for the rest of my life. Who's the president right now? Obama. Who's the president in 10 years? Obama. I'll be 96 and Obama will be long gone. And that's still going to be my president. So there he is, y'all.
Chicago Bulls supporter. We've had an opportunity when he was in the office to go spend some time at the White House. Yeah. You know, I'll tell you what, I don't care how many times I've been to the White House, man. It's still an awesome place to be.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Orange Clown ain't doing nothing. Even his cult don't love him like that. And honestly, the Orange Clown's cult, the ones that support him, they're either looking to use him, get something from him, or he's kind of ashamed of some of the ones that are his real fans. When you see them in all his gear and all that kind of stuff. And I'm making fun of gear, but I got my Obama shirt on today, y'all. This is the one with the birth certificate on the back. So yes, I do have Obama gear, but I don't wear it every day and I don't do all of that. So I'm not in the same category on these people. Okay. I will double check what the date is. It does say June 3rd. Oh, Sinners is coming back in IMAX. I had the second viewing, but I didn't actually watch the third one yet. So that's something else I want to do. Because I wanted to do a discussion. There were a few people that had actually seen it, and we were able to talk about it while I was doing my review. But I haven't. Oh, this is it, y'all. I don't even want to end on this. I'm going to find something else fun. But let me show you this. I know everybody has probably seen it already. But since I started out talking about DOGE, you remember how this person was given all this authority to come in and do the things that he did. And then a lot of the stuff's being overturned. So now there's lawsuits and stuff that's going to be paid out. I don't care. We're not saving any money. Look at this fool. High as a kite. Look at this. There's a black eye from the courtesy of the Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent. He blamed it on X. He lied and said X did it. So I didn't read this article. Evidently, the New York Times, I'll read some of the caption. EM, because he has a lot, when you mention him or anything like that, his bots come in and they get real dusty in the chat, also in comments. I have to do a lot of deleting. EM has denied using rugs after a New York Times report on Friday claimed he had problems with rug use during the campaign trail. The Times said EM told people he was using ketamine so often that it negatively impacted his bladder. So he stink too, y'all. The orange clown, he can't control his either. And it's medical conditions. I'm not making fun of that, but wow. People worshiping this man, incontinent. The report cited photos and people that knew Musk personally. To be clear, I am not taking rugs. The New York Times was lying their A off, Musk wrote on Twitter. Y'all, now Twitter is X. He bought X to influence the election, in my opinion. So he wrote that on X. Go before a court. Get called before the court during one of these DOGE trials, and let's see if he'll say that under oath. EM looks like he's high on family values and not rugs. Okay, that's a joke. He high. He shouldn't mind a mandatory surprise drug test, somebody said. Because you know what? That's what they wanted to do to people if they were receiving any benefits. And then even if you get a new job, you have to get a clean drug test. But here's this person. They have given him access to so much of our information. He went in with a chainsaw cutting jobs, and he's standing up there doing that alert nod that certain people do when they're under the influence. That's scary, y'all. I hate to end on that. I don't want to. Let me see if I have one more thing that is actually more fun and better to share. Let's see. I think I did have another Obama sighting. Let's see. Somebody else did one. Well, you know what? We can end. These posts are really funny. Okay, I'm going to end on this one. And then I'll see everyone in the YouTube streets. I think everyone that stopped by. Let me see. I didn't show you yet. I'm going to end. I'm going to share my screen one more time. And it's just another, not an Obama sighting. This looks like an older picture. Yeah, this looks like, he don't have the snow-covered top with all of those incident reports and everything that they used to give to him. I don't think the current guy reads or listens to that stuff. Did y'all hear that when Zelensky and Ukraine actually were able to destroy $7 billion in Russian equipment? He didn't tell president about it because he knows that man would have taken that information and given it right to Vladimir Putin, allegedly, and in my opinion. He is sharing, allegedly, and in my opinion. I've seen that before. That's scary. Now, I've never known anyone on that special K that I knew of, but I've seen people when they are, they try to focus, they try to look sober, and they're not able to do it. They're not holding it together. And the orange clown, why doesn't he recognize that? Because he's always making fun of people and zoning in on people, and he's very emotionally immature. I'm shocked that he hasn't brought that up, or someone hasn't brought it to his attention, or maybe they have, and that's why he's up out of there. But thank you, everybody that stopped in to join me really quickly, allow me to give my topics. No, I'm right, more than a dirty 30, so 35 minutes or so. I appreciate everyone who comes in, and then team replay as well. Thank you for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. Enjoy the screen. Forever President Obama, click the like button. And if you're Team Replay, also click the like button. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody. See you in the YouTube streets. Bye.